What's up everyone, it's Simon, and today we're going through part 2 of the Kessler versus Rhino motion control systems. This time we're talking video instead of time-lapse. All right, in the first video, we talked about time-lapse and the general differences between the Kessler and the Rhino motion control systems. And this time, I wanted to talk about the video capabilities of these systems and how they differ and how they may benefit you depending on what you're looking for in a system. And so there's some major differences when it comes to the video function, at least with the Kessler setup that we have been using, which is what we brought to Ethiopia. And that's because this uses the 80/20 rail, and this carriage has a little bit of noise between the motor and it actually sliding on the rail. So it's not as simple to use when you're shooting an interview because it does make that little bit of background noise. Now this worked for us today. Andy and I just finished shooting the Ethiopia video where we chatted about everything, linking right up there, where we could actually have both of these running at the same time and see how that noise pertained into the video. So I'm going to actually cut to a shot of that right now where we're going to take literally the internal microphone and you can hear a little bit of like what the noise was from that motor right now. Everything that we did in Ethiopia, and we're out here camping and decided it was the perfect time for us to not only test some camera gear. So we got a little bit of noise, which may not be detrimental, but it's also not great. And that's where coming over to the Rhino system, the Rhino system has two different motor options. One is their high-speed motor, which is quiet as can be, like tiny bit of noise, but it's not really like pickup, like the wind is louder than that. And then there's a high torque motor, which is louder and slower, but it lets you do like a vertical movement, which is better for time-lapse, but it doesn't work as well for the interviews. And so this was definitely a quieter option when it came to the motor for the interview. And just to show you guys, again, listening to the internal audio, we're gonna link to that right now.
Full day is filming, and they took us out to a nice traditional Ethiopian meal and as I was saying, they put fresh veggies
and as you can see, definitely quieter. And like we discussed in the last video, they're very similar systems, at least the way that we have them set up when it comes to track length and stuff like that. Obviously, like when you look at the sizes alone, the Rhino is definitely the smaller system, which for what I'm doing is easier to get around. And yeah, so when it comes to the video, at least for doing interviews, it's a home run for me when it comes to the Rhino system. And one of the other things about the Rhino system that I love is they've actually got a phone app that you can control the whole thing through the phone app. And you can also use your phone to track a person, which is pretty cool. I haven't fully tested it, but I've seen it used live and it was pretty incredible to watch. So that is one thing about the Rhino that does come in handy that is great for doing that video, especially for like an interview. You can put a person in a spot on frame and it actually tracks and keeps that person on frame. I don't really have a ton else that we didn't discuss in the other video, but I did want to highlight the differences of it, and so you can get an idea of how they work differently and similarly when it comes to shooting video, especially in an interview setting, which is something that a lot of people do. We set these up for ping pong mode on the Ethiopia recap video. Both of them were set to the exact same settings, same exact camera, and it was 45 seconds to go down the track. So it was a really slow movement, which allowed for it to really just be like that little subtle ad. I'm super happy with the results from both of them. I have nothing bad to say. Again, the biggest thing for me is the size difference of the Rhino and those like slight bit of extra controls. But yeah. If you guys have any questions about using either system for video, leave a comment down below and we'll be happy to answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll make Andy jump on and answer it for me. If you guys have anything else, shoot me a DM over on Instagram at Simon Eisenbach. Be sure you're subscribed and hit the little bell button so you get the notification when I upload the next video. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next time.